Hello. So, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Afternoon. Also, today I'm going to be your host and I'm going to be taking you guys on a London session. I'm a Fisky Greg. So today, yeah, I hope you guys can hear me. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you? Oh, all right. That's good. That's good. So firstly, when I come to the chat, I hope you guys are excited. So we were off for a while and now we are back and let's see how it goes from there. So firstly, when you come to the chart, the first thing you want to do, you want to know what session you trade. So I'm going to be taking you guys on a London session mostly because I mostly trade the London session than New York session, but mostly let's see how the London takes us today. So firstly, when you come to the chart or when you're about to trade or what session, it depends on what session you trade. Uh, uh, you go to Forex Factory to check what news or what file we have on ground for the pound. So firstly, I'll just go to the Forex Factory and check what we have. Uh, we have about three files for the pound, and the files already came. The the numbers already came out. Some came out negative, some came out positive. So there are some kind of file that moves the market. I don't really um, care so much about some. Why some I really care about some because some actually move the market, move. So, but nevertheless, price is always going to go to the direction it's supposed to go. Anytime there's a news, it's either fake out or liquidity grab to just go to the direction it's supposed to go. So I don't really care about that. So I go to my chart, then I try to plan my ideas. So like, let's see how this actually plays out. What's this? Okay. So the pound has been dropping for a while now. We've been having some bearish momentum to the downside. So I'm pretty much sure most people on the live stream right now know about support and resistance. I'm a big fan of support and resistance. I trade support and resistance, and for those who does not know support and resistance, just like if like as I'm going, if you have any question, just put it on the chat box. I can just review some of them with you. So, and secondly, any trade I'm going to be taking is optional. Like, I'm going to tell you why I'm going to be taking some certain trades, and it's really up to you to take it or not. Like, I'm not going to force anybody to take any trade. It's really up to you. But I'm going to give you I'm going to give you my best explanation to like why some certain things are going to happen, and it's really up to you. So we'll go from there. So first, when I come to the chart, the higher time frame actually shows the bigger picture of where your trade is actually going to go. So always take note of that. Give me a sec. Oh, the the top down analysis any pair because I'm really focused on GJ right now. I don't look at all pairs. I really focus on one thing, just one pair a week or two pairs a week. I don't look at like 5, 10 pairs. No. I really get distracted. Though I get distracted, I really like try to focus on one thing. I just try to put my eyes and direction on one, focus on one side, then maybe next week that I look at something else. I can't be looking at 10 pairs, because one thing you guys should know, that every session, there's always going to be a move on every pair. So like you actually looking at this pair, looking at this pair, it's actually like it takes you off. How do I put it? If you're looking at bearish momentum on like certain pair, like let's say you're looking at JJ, and you are looking at like gold is doing something else, JJ is doing something else. You can't have your attention on so many places. That's for me though. You just have to get your own strategy and see what works for you. For me, I just try to focus on one and just know the direction where price is actually going. Then like just focus on it, because there's always going to be a move on every pair, every session. So I don't look at 100 or 10, but I just look at one thing or two things. That's me. Uh, so the high time frame gives us bigger picture of where trade is actually going to go. So like I'll just go to the daily and see what's happening on the daily. We've been having bearish momentum to the downside so far, strong bearish momentum to the downside. And if you look at the daily candle right now, this was yesterday and this was the day before yesterday. This was a bearish candle printed, and this was a doji candle printed. The doji candle, I'm sure you guys know what the doji candle means. A doji candle means when price opens and closes at same place. So like it's been indecisive. So most of the time I try to, what I've been doing or what I've noticed, I try to scrap this candle. Like when I say scrap, like nothing happened over here, if that makes sense. Like nothing happened over here, because price open and close at the same place. So right now, like what it's actually saying is that this is just a write-off candle. Like throughout the day, like this candle actually just played out like nothing. So I'm just still gonna go with the bearish momentum, like we're still bearish. But right now, this candle right now, the London session is currently bullish. We'll push it to the top side, but we'll go to the lower time frame and actually try to see what's happening, then see how we execute the trade, right? If that makes sense. So, uh, we're creating some sort of resistance over here. So you guys should just pay attention, like just like we're kind of creating some sort of resistance over here. Those weeks must be filled at some point. Yeah, at some point those weeks must be filled, but yeah, for sure. Weeks are always filled, but when I'm trying to trade, I try to find a nice setup, taking my trade and just leave. I'm mostly a scalper, but recently I've been working on my swing trading. I'm trying to swing trade now a bit, but like I'm mostly a scalper. I try to set what people how much people I need a day, and when I get to my goal, I'm done trading. Then I just wait for the next setup to actually set up before taking the trade. I don't rush trade. I just wait for it to just get to my direction and I take it, if that makes sense. So right now, this level right now is a strong level in the pound market. If you look to the left, let me just drag this all the way back down to this side. You can see price actually this is strong level on the pound market. This is the daily time frame. This is a strong level in the pound market. So you guys should like, are we possibly just rejecting this area to possible push back up? It's very possible. Very possible, because I'm really paying attention. So far, I've been paying. When I saw this yesterday, this candle, I thought we are gonna break down, but like we did not break down. So right now, price is actually respecting this level. This is a strong level in the pound market. But let's see if today are we gonna get the break back or the downside, or we're gonna get a push back up, reject this level and just push back up. Because you need to go to the higher time frame to look at those heavy levels of rejections, where you see this level of rejection for possible push back up or for possible push back down. So I'll just grab this, or I'll just leave it. Let me go to the 4 hours. This is the 4 hours. Still, this is a strong level in the market. If you can see, right now the current, right now we just kind of created. I'll just grab this, because the more you go to different time frame, the more you adjust your levels, your zones, adjust your levels to actually see it properly and make it clearer to you, if that makes sense. So like this is the 4 hours right now. what are we currently looking at? You need to be, your focus right now, anytime you come to the chart, should be actually what is actually playing out right now. The current support and the current resistance being created right now on the higher time frame. That should be your focus. Your focus should not be on what's on the left, right? It should be on what's on the left, but your focus should be. This gives you, uh, this gives you more clearer view of what's going to happen, because once price forms resistance, for sure price has to go form support, and once price forms support, price has to go form resistance. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Once price forms resistance, it has to form support for sure, and once price forms, like, let's just go back and just see, uh resistance was formed over here, support was formed, resistance was formed, support was formed, and this is a range. I'm sure you guys know what range is when price is just printing side by side. That's what you call a range. The side by side movement. That's what we call a range. This level right now is a range because price is just printing side by side. There's not an actual direction of where price is going to, because where GG is actually sitting right now is just a strong level in the pound market, which we can get possible rejection, and we can, as you can see in the daily time frame, I show you guys we are rejecting some certain levels. But let's see what's happening. So right now the we created resistance, and now we just created what, support. So I'll just do this. uh, I'll just adjust my level so you guys could see things clearly. This is the 4 hour time frame. So right now what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to mark out my levels. So this is the 4 hour time frame. I'm just going to mark out, this is my currently the wicks right now. Since it's rejecting, this is support obviously, but like I'm after the body of a candle. I'm not after the wick. You get me? I'm after the body. When I'm trying to draw my levels and my zones, I'm after the body, not the wick. Although this is a level of rejection, but once I'm trying to draw my levels, yeah, all this you can call liquidity grab, all this right now. But right now, this should be your focus, the actual body. When you're drawing your levels, this should be, because this was where the candle started. I just adjusted the body itself, where its price is right now. That was where the body actually was actually created, because that should be your focus, not this right now. This should not be your focus. Yeah, you get me? This should not be your focus. This, where you're drawing out your zones to mark out your support and resistance, this should be your focus. Although weeks get filled, but when you're doing this stuff, this should be your focus. So and this support was created and resistance was created. This was resistance level. Resistance was created over here, and support was created over here. So right now we're just playing in between this range. This should be how many pip range? This is this like almost 70 pip range. The price is just playing in this range. For us, like, this is 70 pip range. So right now price has created support. So right now I just go to my higher time frame to see what possible thing can happen. I'll go to my hourly. So the more I go, the more I try to adjust my levels. And if you guys can see, you guys are actually seeing, the more I'm going, the more the levels I'm actually marking out are actually making sense. But the more I'm going, the more I try to adjust my levels. So when I try to take in my entries, I usually use the 15 minutes and the 30 minutes to take in my entries. But the hourly gives me a big confluence of actually where price is going to go to. The hourly, then I use the 30 minutes and the 15 minutes to take in my entry. But I'll explain that in a bit, what I actually mean by that. So right now, when I come over here, what should be my focus now? This level that I marked out was for the 4 hours. But like when I come to the hourly time frame right now, what do? I adjust my level again. I now bring it down to the body. I can put it like, I can decide to put it like this, or I can decide to put it like this. Me, I actually know what I can see. because this is the level, this is the body right now. So I can leave it like the fact that all this candle, all those wicks are touching this level, this level of support, like price is rejecting this level. But I'm after this level right now. I'm after the body, but I can see that price is rejecting this level. So this is just like a zone I'm just putting here. Just this, just like a box, a zone I'm just putting. When I just draw this, is it's a zone. It's a zone. It's a zone. But I'm after this body. My focus and everything I'm looking at this, the actual body of the candle, not this week, not this. But I know that there's rejection. But after this, I'm looking at what price is actually doing currently. My focus is okay. Price has created resistance over here, and now price has created support. Then what now? Price is now creating what? Price is now creating what? Uh, price is not like I told you guys, we're in a bearish movement in the GJ right now, bearish movement. So what can I see? I just adjust my level. Well, let me just adjust this level. I put this here. I put this here like you guys can see this is the actual body I'm actually looking at. This is the body, not the I'm not after the wick, although this is still rejection. Same as this level. This is rejection. This is rejection, but like I'm after this and I'm after this. What price actually just created right now, because price move with support and resistance, but you after the body. This is at the actual price where price started building. This should be your focus. This and this. And what can you see now? What can you see while you look at this chart right now? You can see that uh in the bearish momentum, what you actually where's my brush? In the bearish momentum, price makes a high, make a makes a high, makes a low, then makes a it comes retested, then come back down, come retested, then come back down. If you actually see what's actually happening, we're on a bearish momentum. This is bearish structure right now. And right now we've been in a range. This is a range. This is when I'm saying range, this when price is just printing sideways in just in a significant level which price hasn't broken out from. This is a range. Price is just printing side by side. We're just having sideways movement. There's no actual breakout from the candle, if that makes sense. If you guys have any question, just like, you don't get what I'm actually saying, but can I go over some certain things again? But I don't want to be too fast, but I just want you guys to actually get where I'm coming from. This is a range. When you see price just going side by side, this is just sideways movement. There's no actual direction where price is going. We're just moving in a one side direction, which is just we're just going to the right now. And give me a sec. And so, like I said, what should be your focus right now? Uh, I feel price is gonna go bearish. Can you go over more about resistance level? So when you're talking about resistance level, this is resistance is just like the top. This is then when I talk about resistance is just like a top. Well, how will I put it? Resistance is just like a top, it's just like a roof. One price can like break out of the roof. What does price do? Price has to go find support. Like when you jump or when you're trying to go up and you can't break the top side, what do? You have to come back down. And when you're trying to come back down and you can't break the downside, you have to try go up again and see if you can break the roof again, right? But in terms of a bearish momentum, when you're going in terms of bearish momentum, you create a high like that. So I will just get my brush. You create uh, or is this my pen? Where is this shit? take over. Is there any relation between weekly opening price and it can expand over the week? I will come to that, but I want to just say something about resistance. Sarah Jones just asked a question. So let's say, for instance, when you're talking about resistance, let's say price is going up. This is the roof. This is resistance. This is the roof right now. Price tried going up. Price tried going up, and it couldn't not go up. It couldn't break this level. So what does price have to do right now? Price has to go down and go try test the ground for sure. I'm just trying to use like in terms of reality. If you're trying to go up and you can't break the roof, what you have to do, you have to come back down. But in terms of forex, when you try coming down, the next thing when you come down and you can't break the downside, you have to go try test the level which you tried coming from. That's this level where price was actually at. That's this level. This level. Test it. This is now the new resistance. If price tried going now, it couldn't go up. And what is price going to do for sure? Price has to come back down to go and test the support. This is terms of bearish momentum. So now price tried coming down. You couldn't break the downside. Created support now. Now price is trying to go up again. What is price trying to do? Is going to retest this level again. This is now the new this is now the new what? This is the new resistance. The support is now the new resistance. The resistance is now the new support. If that makes sense. Same for what is happening here right now. Price just this is bearish momentum. We're coming down. Just look at coming down like lower lows and lower lows and lower lows and lower highs and lower lows. Then we got stuck in this range. Price is now printing sideways. Now we got stuck in this range. What most people, what sometimes people would do, most people want to take trade in this range. Most people want to break out from this range before they actually take a trade. Some people have discipline. They're like, you know what? I'm just gonna wait for prices break out from this range before I take trade because in a range you can get fake outs. If that makes sense. I don't know if I answered your question. So right now, price right now is in a range. We're just printing sideways. This is just a clear sideways movement for sure. You can see that it's different from when price is actually making lower lows and lower highs. If that makes sense. Is there any relation between weekly opening price and range? It's gonna expand over the week. Uh so definitely where the when the week opens, definitely like let's say the first day of the week, let's say Sunday or Monday when the market opens, you can get the main move that day. Definitely, you just price has to go grab liquidity first from the other side or depends before it start going its direction. Uh, and it depends on the area which you will at which price is actually stuck at the moment. Let's say for GJ, the weekly. Let me just go to the weekly. For GJ, this was last week candle. This strong bearish candle. This was last week candle, but price got to this level. But if I look to my left, this is a strong level in the GJ market because there are a lot of rejection at this level. Look at this level. Rejection, 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 rejection. Price is just in a significant level in the pound market, which uh and I wish I can remove this. Let me try to hide this. This is this was last week. Price got to this level and we're having this is this week now and this week is open. So what did the price do first? Price went up. It has to go try grab liquidity before pushing back down at some point, definitely, because this is strong bearish candle. Before it start going its direction. But nevertheless, you need to be trading based on what you see and the possible rejection on what you're actually saying. That's what you need to be trading based on, what you're actually saying, not what you actually think. Yeah, price can go grab liquidity and just come back down or can just push back up. But me, I try to go to the lower time frame to actually see how the candles are printing because I read these candles, then I see or my possible entry or how we'll take possible trade. So I'm not really bothered about the first day of the week or so. I just really look at how the candles are printed every session, if that makes sense. If that makes sense. So let's go to the back to the hourly. Does that make sense to you? Okay, good. So this is how I take my entry. So when I see this, okay, once price is going up, or once price is going up, you expect price to be creating higher highs and higher lows. And when price is going down, you expect price to be creating lower lows and lower highs. My chart stopped moving. Is it moving now? Like I don't know why you said my chart is not moving. Let me refresh it. Yeah, I think GJ is gonna fall, but I'm actually looking at this level because if I just bring up my Fibonacci, I can actually look at this level right now. I think we might see some level of rejection, but like I'm not a big fan of Fibonacci, but what I can see, I can see price is actually gonna respect this level and possibly just push back down, if that makes sense. But I'm actually go to my 30 minutes and see how I take my trade. Let me just show you guys how I take trades. Like I said, if price is going up, price makes higher highs and higher lows, and if price is going down, except there's liquidity grab. So right now we're in a range. Most people will actually want to wait for this range to be broken out, then they take trades. Some people want to take trades in the range, if that makes sense. So we are the London the London session just opened. So right now this created what resistance over here right now. It created resistance over here. So it kind of when I mean created it created the hourly candle closed with a bullish candle. This is a green candle, the bullish candle. But I go to my 30 minutes. What do I see? It kind of created resistance over here. This is a resistance candle for sure. And if price actually breaks this candle, if price actually breaks this candle, I'm going to take an entry because why I said that, if we're actually going to go up, if price was actually going to go up, one thing about support and let me one thing about support and resistance, if price is actually going to go up, this level price, this resistance would have closed above this level. One thing about when price breaks the resistance or breaks the support, let's say for instance this candle was pushing up and it breaks this level, it closes above this level over here, it closes above this level over here, the actual body of the candle, it closes above this level, the body of the candle. Let's say price closes above this level right now, this candle closed above, then I'll be like, oh, okay, we are going to push up, because once price breaks the level of resistance, what it actually looks for, it looks for the next resistance to go test. But right now it closed below this level, so my thing, and it created resistance. And I told you guys, once price creates resistance, what does price do? Price has to go create support. If that makes sense. If this candle right now breaks the low of this candle, I'm going to take an entry. But what I'm really concerned about right now is the fact that the hourly candle right now, this candle closed bullish. So this is really a complete concern to me. This candle closed bullish. If this closed bearish, I would have like uh I would have gotten like better confirmation of that, oh, we are gonna push down. But this candle closed bullish, so I want to see how this candle plays. You get me? Because if price is going up or if price is going to go down, price is just going to be creating higher highs and higher lows. Let's say, for instance, if we're going down, let's say, for instance, when price created this resistance over here, created resistance, then it came to create support. Look at the 30 minutes candles. For you to know your trade is still valid or how I take trades, price has to, once price break the low of this candle, let's say this candle broke the low of this candle, this candle broke the low of this candle, this candle broke the low of this candle, you know that, oh, your trade is still valid. You are going to the downside, because if price is going to go up, it can't be breaking the lows of the previous candle, because if price is going up, you're supposed to be creating higher highs and higher lows, and if price is going down, it's supposed to be creating lower lows and lower highs. Does that make sense? So for instance, let's say if this candle closes, because right now I'm going to be looking at, right now I'm looking for sales. If we break this below this candle right now, I'm going to take an entry at this level to retest this support over here. This support over here. Does that make sense? You need to mark out your target before taking trades. If we break the low, I'm just going to take an entry, because if price is going down, price has to break the low of the previous candle to keep pushing down. And if we're going up, you're going to be seeing higher highs and higher lows, keep breaking the highs. But right now, I'm looking at bearish momentum, and let's see. If we break the low, I'm going to be executing a trade on that level, a short. Stop loss above previous candle to possibly retest this level. So let's see how it plays. Resistance was created over here. Now support has to be created. Does that make sense? So, and one thing you guys should know, after I wait for the candle to actually close. I'm actually patient with my trade. I don't rush trade. I wait for the candles to close. This time I wait for the 30 minutes to close and see how it closes, because sometimes fake out happen. You want to see how the candle closes. For me to take sell, I already saw that it's a confirmation for sell right now. Resistance was created over here. You can see resistance was created over here. There's now a bearish candle. So if this current candle right now breaks the low of this candle, I'm going to be executing the sell, because if you're going to go down, you're only going to be creating lower lows and lower highs. So right now, a confirmation for sell already shows right now, since we already closed, we did not close above this level, we created a bearish candle. If this candle breaks this low, I'm going to be taking a sell to right back down to this support, if that makes sense. Yeah, I just executed my trade, and this is going to be, I just executed my trade right now, waiting for price to come back to this level. Stop loss above previous 30 minutes candle. So let's see how it plays out. Does that make sense? It broke the previous 30 minutes low. Then my focus right now, if it breaks the previous hourly low, then this trade is actually valid. Now resistance now being created and we're pushing back to the downside. Does that make sense? We broke the previous 30 minutes low. So I expect price to keep on pushing back down to the downside because we're on a bearish momentum for sure. Yeah, I just told you I'm on a sell right now. I just took that was my entry to push back down. Stop loss below previous 30 minutes candle to retest back this the support that was created. Does that make sense? So right now I'm currently on the sell right now on this trade, and we're actually running smooth. If you have any question, drop it on the chat box. Talk about it. Don't just be quiet. That's the only way you can learn. Or if you have chat, bring your chat and let's see how we can just explain it more better for you. Like I said, for price for it to, I think we broke the previous hourly low. No, 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 no. When I say I wait for, that's how I take my entries. When I want to take in entries, I wait for like, when I say I wait for candles, I wait for those confirmations to actually play out. First, like let's say for instance this candle, I have to wait for, if I'm going to take a sell, I have to wait for this candle to close for me to know, oh, it's going to be a bearish candle. But now for this candle, if price is actually breaking this low now, then I, because I'm looking for a sell, there's a confirmation for sell. This is a bearish candle already printed out. So now if this candle breaks the low of this candle, I execute my trade. First, I wait for candles to close for me to get the confirmation that, oh, I've seen a bearish candle, and yeah, this is a confirmation for me to go for sell because I'm actually having a sell bias in my. That's what I already have on. Because before taking a trade, you need to have a bias. Does that make sense? You need to have a bias. Okay, where is price or where is this trade gonna go to? I was actually looking for sales. I was looking for sales. Then now it gave me a confirmation. This resistance did not close above this resistance over here. The body, I'm not talking about the wick, the body. This body did not close above this body, first of all. Does that make sense? Then it created bearish confirmation. Then I saw this. That's why I wait for the bearish. I wait for the actual candles to close for me because sometimes price can just go in the last 5 or 2 minutes. Price can just go up and just close in the bullish confirmation. Then I just get faked out. So I wait for me to see the confirmation first, bearish confirmation. Then I'm after the next candle. Once this candle breaks the low of this candle, that's my entry. This to the left, what can I see to the left? I can see clean traffic to the left. This is clean traffic back down to support because we're in the bearish momentum. I expect price to come back to this level. Does that make sense? If you're like, for those on this trade, just give a like on the like button. I really appreciate that. That's how we'll end. That's what motivates and just keep me going. I'm gonna be doing this now Monday to Friday. Uh, just give a like on the like button. That's gonna be well appreciated for those who are on this trade currently. Currently, I'm on this trade. Stop loss below previous 30 minutes candle. This previous 30 minutes candle. Like I said, there's no need rushing. There's always every session. There's always gonna be a move. every session, like on every pair. You don't have to look at 10, 20, 100 pairs. You just need to just try, just build and focus on one, or just one or two or three pairs. You should be good. As far you know what you're doing, just try find the right direction and you plug in your trade and you should be good. If that makes sense. The 30-minute low was broken. 30 minutes low was broken. The hourly low, let's see, the hourly low also was broken. Trying creating resistance over here. So let's see how actually this plays out. Let's see how it plays out. So this to be more fun, I want you guys to bring charts and, like, for those taking trade, bring your charts and let's talk about your ideas or what you think. That's the only way you can learn. If you can't bring charts or you can't, like, tell me what you're actually thinking in some setting trade, I can't advise you. I can't tell you what is actually happening. If that makes sense. So we just what's just gonna happen? We just how much potential for price to go below if current candle breaks? Yeah, it has to go with test. So once price breaks from uh, uh, like I said, if resistance is broken, it has to go test the new rate. Let's say for instance, this resistance was broken. This actually closed above. It has to go test this level. But once this was not broken, what's price going to test? Price has to go test what this support that was actually created. There's a high chance of price actually going there. There's a high chance of price actually going there. So this candle closes in 11 minutes. Let's see how it closes. But right now I'm still bearish on this. I'm on this trade. I'm still bearish on this. If this candle closes, I'm going to reduce my stop loss and bring my stop loss to current 30 minutes candle, because if price is going to go down, I don't expect price to break the high of this candle, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? So let's see how it's right for us. Yeah, basically, once they're broken, what price has to go do, it just looks to its left. Okay, what's the next level? The next level of support or the next level of resistance? That's what it's going to find. So let's say this candle closes in 9 minutes. It closes bearish. Yo, I think we still will go. There are high chances of price pushing down. Let's go to the 4 hour. Let's see how it plays out. Still bearish on this. So let's see how actually it plays out for us. I don't expect price to break the previous 15 minutes candle. This current 15 minutes candle, I don't expect price to break it, although we are in a range. So let's see how it plays out. Price closes in 8 minutes. So let's see. Mm, yeah. Same for the 15 minutes. Same for the 15 minutes too. But the 15 minutes, mostly fake outs happen on the 15 minutes. So you need to be really watchful and careful about this one too. Because fake outs happen in the 15 minutes. The candle actually break the previous high. Like let's say this one, the previous bearish candle broke the high of this candle and it closed bearish, and now this. But after the 30 minutes candle, mostly. Yeah, every currency for sure definitely has its uh, uh, it can't be the same. For the indices for the GPJPY, definitely there are going to be different peak value. It can't be the same. I can't really like explain on that, but like uh, some are really volatile, some are not. So it really what you're actually looking at that actually matters. Some are really volatile, while some are not. So this candle is closing in 7 minutes and it's actually rejecting that level, pushing to the top side. But as far it hasn't broken the 30 minutes candle, this trade is still valid. So it broke the low of this candle, it created resistance. So let's see. Okay. So it's closing in 6 minutes and it's rejecting from the downside. I don't like how it's looking, but it's still it already broke the low, so I expect price to keep on pushing down. So let's see. Because it said we're in a range. Price actually just printing side by side. I'll be right back. I just want to grab. So before, so when I say stop hunt, so like see how the stop hunt like work. So if you're expecting price to go down, or you don't expect this candle to break the high of this candle, to break the high of the previous 30 minutes candle, if that makes sense. Once it breaks the high, then you know that trade is no more valid. It's better for you to just try cut your losses short than try get an re-entry, because rather waiting for, because once price breaks this high, then that means really now skeptical about the trade, because for a price, like let's say for instance, for price going up, price only creates higher highs and higher lows. Let's see, this candle broke the high of this candle, this current candle broke the high of the previous candle, then this candle broke the high of this candle, then this candle broke the high of this candle, then this candle broke the high of this candle, then this candle broke the high of this candle. You saw that no one broke the low. So for instance, for this, if price is going down, I don't expect this candle right now to now break the high of this candle. Yeah, including the wick and the body. Yeah, including the wick and the body. Yeah, hi Lee. I see you. Shout out to Lee on the building. I see you. My man Lee. So let's see how this candle, it closes in 3 minutes. So let's see how it closes. It can be really skeptical sometimes. Price can really like play out really, really funny, and at the end of the in 3 minutes can just go back down. But let's see how it plays out. I don't expect price to break the high of this candle if we're gonna go. So let's see. We're just waiting. Currently waiting. No one has any question. Uh, so it closes in 2 minutes and it's actually rejecting this level. Is this a liquidity graph to push back up? Let's see. Closing is in 2 minutes. It broke the 30 minutes low. It broke the hourly low. So let's see how it plays out. Don't need to rush. It closes in a minute. If it still closes bearish, then still sounds good to me. Because right now its price is kind of want to close in the doji form. Price open and closes on closed in almost same direction. Kind of having some rejection over at this level. But let's see how this candle closes. This is my concern right now. It broke the low, it broke the early low. So let's see. How many pip is this? 23 pip to 34. So I have a minute left. GJ. Let's see. No questions for me. You guys should make this always once you come to the live stream, always come with questions. Lots of questions. Lots of questions. Always. Don't come without questions. Come with chat. That's the only way you learn. So this is still closing bearish. So I'm still good with this trade. Now I created a new 30 minutes candle. So I don't expect price to break this high of this candle. I expect price to just break this low and just keep pushing down. So I'm just gonna manually. Yeah, still bearish. That's what I'm looking at. So price, I expect price to break this previous low and just reduce my stop loss. So right now, you stop loss right now, you're just gonna reduce it to the next previous 30 minutes candle. That's this candle. A few pips above though, like because you don't expect price to keep to break the high of the this candle closed now. Now we have a new 30 minutes candle, so you don't expect price to break the high of this candle, right? Can we talk about weekly opening gap imbalance and other block? So one thing for like I actually look at when you're talking about other blocks. First of all, those stuff about other block. I think I've heard some people talking about that. I don't pay attention about that. I don't really know what that other block actually. Give me a sec. I don't look at what. I don't really pay attention to what other block and whatever that means. What I'm actually paying attention to is actually what I'm seeing. When you go to the weekly chart, when you go to the weekly you go to the weekly time frame. What like let's say the end of the week, let's say Saturday or let's say Sunday, you go to the weekly time frame. Then what do you do on the weekly time frame? You go and see how the last week actually closed and what direction it actually closed at. Let me show you something. Uh, this was last week. This was last week. Because once you're talking about the week, you're actually talking about your how last week actually played out and what levels price actually at and what you think is possibly going to happen this week, right? That should be your that should be your priority. So price closing a strong bearish candle. This is a strong bearish candle. So what do you expect? But this level should be like, oh, are we possibly gonna reject? But once price actually closed like this is strong bearish candle. This is not a mini or small candle. What do you expect? Do you just think uh, this level price might actually reject, but you need to go to the lower time frame and see, okay, if we reject this level, then we're gonna go up. But if we don't reject this level, if price start breaking those levels in the higher, the daily, the 4 hours and the hourly, those are confirmation to tell you that, oh, price is actually gonna now keep dropping and so far and so forth. Other block, other stuff, I don't really allow that to be in my head or like because everyone have their own way of how they teach and stuff like that. But other block, I don't pay attention about that. I pay attention to what I'm actually seeing. The level of rejection in the market. Okay, price is rejecting this level. Okay, what do I expect? Definitely this week you expect some level of retracement first before price actually start going its direction. It's just what today is Tuesday or Wednesday. You get today is Tuesday or Wednesday. Sunday, Monday, yeah, price always gonna first act funny, but like when you start seeing the move, the midweek, other block and what do you say again? Imbalance. I don't know. I trade based on support and resistance. Once price break a level, it goes find the other level for sure. If price breaks support, it goes to find the next support. If it breaks resistance, it go find the next resistance. Oh man, I think I got a new body now. Prakash, did I say that right? You really, I really like how like I like the drive you really put in on this right now. I love it. This should be the move, man. This is what I want to see. I want to see price breaking this low, then we just keep going down. So we just wait, patience, just let it. I know price just gonna ride all the way down. So let's see how it plays out. So uh, we're just waiting for the move to just happen. Let's see. Same for the hourly. Look at this level, this resistance level. Look at this level. Price closing same level. So what do you expect? I expect price to go come back to support for sure, definitely. If daily and weekly candle have gap, like price actually it's that same day or that same day, let's say on Sunday, let's say for instance there was a gap down or a gap up. It's just liquidity. Price always gonna go to the its actual direction, if that makes sense. It's just grabbing liquid. Let's say for instance, I'm sure this should be Sunday. Or when was this? 13th of September. What was this? Let's just look at my calendar. 13th of September. This was Sunday. Let's say there was a gap down. But what do you see? Price actually just what? Grab liquidity to just keep going in its direction. If that makes sense. Like at same spot, like you can't be trading based on gaps. You need to be one market open. That should not be when you should be trading. You need to be trading when there's going to be volume and the market, right? So I want this once this kind of is being broken, that means this trade is no more valid. I expect price to just keep pushing down. You're welcome. Let's see. Just patience is everything. Patience. Once you stop loss hit, yeah, hit, find the next setup or yeah, for like before taking trade, try to like get as much confluence you can get before actually taking a trade. So you don't get finessed. Yeah, so what do you mean so rare? There's always volume in every session. So like you need to look at the session you're actually trading at. Are you trading in the Asian session? There's not too much volume in this session. But the London and the New York, there's always volume in that session. Always volume for sure. Liquidity grab was this. So price is just doing its thing. Well, so that's how you anticipate your trade. So when you like have a bias, let's say you've seen a bearish candle, you've seen a bullish candle already created and already formed. So what do you expect? You just expect price to just the once the session opens, you expect volume to just push the direction of where price is to the next level of resistance, the next level of support. If not, we were having that issue about the speaker. You guys couldn't hear me. We would have taken the trade a long time ago before the London opened. But yeah, they see opportunity every time. There's always opportunity every time. Always. So the previous 15 broke the high of the previous 15 minutes candle. I'm not really comfortable with that, but it hasn't broken the 30 minutes yet. So I'm really after the 30 minutes, not the 15 minutes. But if you look at the 30 minutes right now, you can see rejections on this level, multiple rejection on this level. Are we going to be pushing to the top side? Uh, let's see. we just created a high. Now we created support to push back up. Still very possible. But based on the weekly, based on the weekly, this there's that level of where price is right now is a strong level. So we're gonna be going back up, even though we're in a bearish momentum. But I need to be trading based on what I'm seeing, not based on what people say. All right, everyone should be trading based on what they're seeing. This 15 minutes candle that was broken just like made me really skeptical right now. This current 15 minutes candle broke the previous 15 minutes candle, so I don't really like that. But let's see how it plays out. Now we're having possible rejection on this level. We have one, two, three, four, five rejection on this level. Are we going to possibly pushing back up? Because price created a high. Now are we creating support to keep pushing back up? Yeah, very, very possible. This is bullish momentum. Bullish momentum. Let's see. Cut losses short, take nice entry and stuff. Yeah. If this closes, yeah. Yeah, I'm just gonna close. Yeah, I was really skeptical about this. Yeah, I'm not looking at gold right now. I'm just looking at GJ. But like, it broke the previous 15 minutes. I feel like closing this. I think I'm gonna close this. It hasn't broken my 30 minutes, but the 15 minutes, it broke the previous 15 minutes. It created support, broke the previous 15 minutes high. So it's better for you to cut losses short than just running on losses, if that makes sense. But 30 minutes is more confirmation for your trade. 30 minutes candle. I'll check gold in a bit. I don't trade gold. I think I'm going to exit this trade. I'm going to exit this trade. Yeah, I'm going to exit this trade. Yeah, price is now, yeah. Once you see, I saw this and I was like, nah, I'm going to exit this trade. So right now, I'm going to wait for the next 30 minutes. I'm going to wait for this 30 minutes candle to close. Then I take the next one, actually breaks it. This was a bullish momentum. This was bullish, but I was skeptical about this level. Really skeptical about this level. Now, possible retest to keep pushing back up. So, yeah. Yeah, one loss, 20 pips. Are you ready there? I usually just note it at the top. Yeah. GG is rejecting that level. GJ, GJ shorts minus 20 pips. Yeah, so if this kind of breaks this high, I'm gonna ride this all the way back to the top. measure this. 18. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna attempt another entry, 2 trade a day. Attempt another entry on long. I'll check gold shortly. So I'll see a break on this. Let's see, it hasn't broken. Well, if we do break this level, I'm gonna attempt another long. Not yet. Stop loss below previous candle. Just go back to the 30 minutes. Yeah, if we break the high, I'm attempting another long. Yeah, yeah, let's go. Let's go. But I'm careful about this level. This level actually is based on the 1 hour. Not attempt. I want to see a break of the previous 15-minute high. So if it hasn't, so I'm not attempting shit. If it breaks the high, I'm ready to activate my trade. So you see, you can cut your losses short once you see confirmation and see price not going actually how you want it to play. Cut losses short and just bullish momentum, support being created to continuation back up. Yeah, activated. Activated. So I expect price to firstly get to this level TP1, and where is it? So just mark this level TP1, then TP2, TP1, then TP2. Price is gonna go long for sure. I can see that happening. TP1. So let's see how it writes for us. So we're writing. We are writing. We are writing. Liquidity graph. And TP2. Oh, GJ is flying. Flying high in the skies. I love this. I love this. TP1 about to hit. TP1 about to hit. That's tough. Oh no, that's tough. That's tough. Yep, yep, yep. I explained why. Close trade early and just, yeah. Really very necessary to see where price is rejecting and you just like close your losses short and just like find the next trade rather being a drawdown. Yeah, TP1 just smashed TP1, so smooth. Yep. Explained everything was explained, analyzed, and why I said that, why I closed. Because if we're going up, we just keep creating higher highs and higher lows. So that was just a fake out. This is bearish momentum. We clearly we are rejecting this level. This is that weekly level that we are rejecting, which I marked out. This is that weekly level rejecting, and price I'm sure possibly pushing back to the top side. So yeah, as we can see. Oh god, so hopefully TP2 hit. I know like probably this session, next session for sure TP2 is gonna hit, but like you, let me just check gold quickly. Let's see USD. What do you think about gold? What are you seeing at gold? I think gold longs this session is gonna make sense. I think we should be pushing back up. I am my own opinion because we broke out from this level of resistance. Now we tested this level and we're having possible rejection. We might retest 1967 again. I think good longs, but what I'm seeing, I can actually see the bearish candle. But I want to see how we play on this level. This is my concern. I want to see how we play on this level for possible rejection to push back up. Let me look at the hourly. What's the hourly doing? Yeah. So I want, yeah. It's closing 30 minutes in 3 minutes and it's closing with a bearish candle. So I want to see. It's closing in 2 minutes with a bearish candle. So I want to see how we are we gonna reject this level. It looks like we're rejecting this level to push back up. I think we're gonna retest this level. I really, but right now this is bearish candle actually printed out. I can't be taking buys when there's no confirmation for buys. I can't see the bullish candle actually printed, so it doesn't make sense. So right now, still, it doesn't make sense for bullish can for buys till you actually get this confirmation. Wait for the 30 minutes buy candle, bullish candle to be printed out, then follow taking trade. Fake out already happened. The session already open, so like now we already know direction where price is going. I think gold is still on a buy though. Uh, yeah, so it's smashed TP1, uh, but and it's currently bullish though. So and the hourly candle is closing with a strong bullish candle. So what do you expect? You should expect continuation to the top side for sure. This is a strong, healthy candle. Rejected that level on the weekly candle and we're pushing back up. Very momentum since the Asian session, then created support to keep pushing up. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. So, so right now, for those, I know price is going to possibly hit TP2 this session, but for those actually wanting to take in another buy trade, you want to wait for some sort of support to be created, like something like this, support being created for it to take buys again to keep pushing to the top side. What just happened was just liquidity grab. You just like fake people out, just fake people out. But once you see that, oh, price is actually breaking the opposite way, you don't have to be in that trade. Cut your losses short and get the next trade and just keep going, if that makes sense. Uh, so yeah, tomorrow I'm expecting more conversation and more chat. Have any question, just bring it down. Uh, I'm going to be doing this Monday to Friday. And yeah, for those who actually saw this, or for those people still writing their chat, just give a like on the like button. Just share, just tag me, whatever way you post this. And yeah, for sure. I will appreciate that. Like, share, and subscribe. Share the page. Yo, this is actually skyrocket. Like, yo, this is moving. So yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow. I want to always see you guys. You guys should come and let's share ideas, and that's the only way you get better, right? Yeah, and yeah, we can talk about more pairs. Just like, share, and subscribe. Yeah, I'm your host, always going to be your host, APSK Greg, and shout out to everyone. I appreciate everyone for coming in, for tuning in. I'll see you guys tomorrow. And turn on your post notification to get when I'm on stream for you guys not to miss anything. So, yeah.